afternoon and welcome to Lariat TV News Today. I'm Julia Lorenz.
And I'm Jenna Welch. Thanks for joining us. A safety notification alerted the Baylor campus on Tuesday of a potential threat. The suspicious-looking package that was mentioned is most likely not what you think. LTVN's Kennedy Dendy tells us more.
On Tuesday at the Tidwell Bible Building.
Approximately 9 a.m. this morning, one of our staff members at Baylor called the police department and advised there was an unattended package at Tidwell Bible College. So we responded and we did an initial assessment. No indicators that this unattended package was a threat to the community. Well, to make sure, we called the McLennan County Sheriff's Office. They came, they have the technical expertise and equipment to check the package, and we called them to confirm our initial assessment. Leanne Moffitt in emergency management was messaging the community and then put out the all clear, so to speak.
So we have 3 different types of messages that we use: Baylor Alert, Baylor Safety Notification, and Baylor Timely Warnings. In this case today, we used the Baylor Safety Notification. We had a situation that was unfolding. We weren't certain exactly what it looked like, but we knew that it wasn't anything that was immediately life-threatening. And so we opted to use the Baylor Safety Notification. Through that, we utilized our texting capability as well as posting it at Baylor Alert through Twitter and sending out an email to all of our faculty, staff, and students.
It turns out that the unattended package was not a threat to campus.
And we were all just standing outside in the back, and so we didn't know, our professors weren't around, so we didn't know if we had
So
class
what
still,
was
or if
this
we should leave,
suspicious-looking
We
package?
needed to really get away from the building.
It was an adult diaper that was wrapped up with white tape. And, based on that, it raised a little bit level of concern. We deal with numerous unattended items on campus, backpacks, briefcases, things like that. And but this one, because of where it raised our level of concern a little bit.
Without having those capabilities in place, then it would be significantly different, and we wouldn't be able to share the information as timely to ensure the safety and security of our constituents.
The Board of Regents convened Thursday and Friday last week to discuss fully launching the university's Illuminate campaign. Dr. Linda Livingstone announced that the school has already raised more than $540 million in gifts, which is almost half of Baylor's goal. The university has said Illuminate is primarily an academic campaign, so the majority of the $1.1 million in funds raised in the next 4 years will go right back to students' classroom experiences. This can include scholarships as well as expanding Baylor's research capabilities and facilities. Joel Allison, the chair of the Board of Regents, also discussed the Big 12 penalty, which fined Baylor over more than $200 million. Allison said the board recognizes that some kind of penalty had to be implemented, and they are excited to start moving forward. Livingstone and the board also discussed a study on spiritual and character development among students. The board said they think this study will help understand what students want spiritually when they come to campus.
Also on Thursday, Baylor officially introduced its Give Light campaign, which is part of that $1.1 billion development initiative. The school is now going public to raise that remainder of the amount that will help fund a new look on parts of our campus. One key component is capital projects such as renovating the inside of the Tidwell Bible Building, building a new basketball arena for Baylor athletics, and also a new welcome center. For a full list of the details regarding the campaign, visit BaylorLariat.com.
One group of Baylor men gathered during homecoming weekend to make a statement about unity and the importance of participation. LTVN's Kennedy Dendy caught up with these men about what their message truly meant.
A 4-year-old girl with special needs had their life changed when she received a generous gift from a student organization.
LTVN's Caroline Waterhouse has the story.
Addie Wolf is a 4-year-old girl who loves cheerleading, Moana, and crafts. She lives with her brother Lawson, parents, 2 dogs, and along with her nurse. Addie was born with chromosomal abnormalities that causes her to have no muscle tone and no head control.
The first thing we noticed was this Saturday, Addie could have Saturday morning cartoons just like any other kid, and that was such a huge thing, that she could sit in her chair and she could watch cartoons and just be like a normal kid her age.
Huntsville senior Taylor Ernst started the organization Baylor Helping Hands, which raised the money for Addie to receive a chair that gives her more independence. Atlanta sophomore Chase Perkins delivered the chair to Addie and her family that changed their lives.
I have a sister with special needs. It's super rare. She's next door. She's like one of 600 kids in the world. And so I really want to get involved with that. I want to get into Baylor because I did that all the time back home. When I met Taylor and I started going to stuff with him. We had a dance a couple months ago. I went to that and I just fell in love with the organization and helping these kids, and I love it now.
Addie's mom said that before the chair, her daughter would have a difficult time even enjoying one of her favorite movies, such as Moana, due to not being able to keep her head up unless someone held it up for her.
She doesn't have any head control, so this chair allows her to do that, and it has just been awesome to see her be able to just even sit by herself and not rely on someone always holding her.
The chair doesn't just hold Addie up, but rather it helps her build muscle tone and work on supporting herself.
It takes a lot out of her to just sit up because she's not used to that.
Okay.
But it's so good for her. It's good for her lungs. It's good for her posture. It's good for her muscles. Especially to just be able to do it on her own instead of the support of someone else. Just spend more time by herself instead of always relying on someone else to do things for her. So it's been really, really awesome.
With Lariat TV News, this is Carolyn Waterhouse.
Scholars, journalists, and the public gathered Wednesday afternoon at Truett Seminary to attend a roundtable discussion about the life of Billy Graham. Graham was a Southern Baptist minister known around the world for his captivating sermons and friendships with prominent political figures. The discussion was titled Billy Graham and American Evangelicalism and is part of the Billy Graham Centennial Symposium, which is a celebration of the 100th anniversary of his birth in November of 1918.
A special exhibit opened at Carroll Library earlier this week.
When we come back, we'll help you decide if it's just your type of event.
It's not just a school to me, it's home.
Everyone's there to help you and to see you succeed.
Challenging.
You're like, I'm here, I can do this. Friends.
Friendship.
Relationships.
There's people that know you and people that are there for you around every corner.
It's the shared experience. Rigorous.
Growth.
Transformative. Tradition.
Faith.
I've loved every second of it. It's family. It's home.
It's Baylor.
On Tuesday, 3 former contestants on the hit TV show The Bachelor came to Waco for a meet and greet at the Backyard Bar and Grill. Jordan Kimball, Leo D'Ottavio, and James Taylor caught us up on all things Bachelor related. They covered relationships, college life, and the show after Bachelor. To read the full interview, visit BaylorLariat.com. Carroll Library is not just home to the Texas collection this week, but also a student-created typewriter exhibit.
I sat down with the exhibit's creator, Jillian Colvin, to find out more about her passion for the past. Jillian is a professional writing major with her own typewriter exhibit. The guidance from Dr. Schaefer helps Jillian showcase her passion for museum work and writing.
This was like the greatest thing that I could come up with, was displaying my own typewriters in my own exhibition that I designed myself, created myself, and I'm still able to write for it, but also do museum work.
Jillian felt her passions were well manifested in a typewriter.
You know, you use it to type, you use it to tell your story, but it also is an artifact. It's something old, it's something that needs to be preserved. And so it really just kind of paired those two interests really well for me.
Jillian's ideas for expanding her love for museums and artifacts struck gold after watching National Treasure as a kid. Although she knew she couldn't go to college for treasure hunting, she found her happy alternative that revolved around treasures.
So what can you do with treasures? And I kind of thought, oh, well, you can collect them, you can preserve them, and you can display them in a museum and show them to other people. And I feel like that's a lot more rewarding as, you know, a college student and even as an adult in like the post-college world, is using treasures that you might find or antique objects and preserving them and showing them to people that will also learn to love and appreciate them as you do.
Jillian's typewriter exhibit is in Carroll Science Hall and will be up until December. With Lariat TV News, I'm Jenna Welch. This week, the Baylor Opera Theater is performing 2 shows in one. Both Trouble in Tahiti and Señora de Luso began on Tuesday and will wrap up Sunday. Head of Baylor's opera department, Susan Lee, said the modern production techniques help separate this performance from previous ones. The total performance time will be around an hour and 15 minutes. Tickets are available for regular price of $15 and $5 with a Baylor student ID. You can purchase tickets online or at the box office.
The Baylor Science Building Wednesday turned into more than just a place to study and go to class. LTVN's Melanie Pace visited the career fair to find how students are getting a jump start on their science careers.
To speak to 25 different organizations at the Science Career Fair Wednesday night in the BSB.
We hope that they can leave here hopefully having made a good connection that will lead to a job or internship interview and then hopefully an offer, but also just that they've been able to explore, that they've been able to talk with recruiters and get a better sense of that organization and their opportunities.
Even a few freshmen turned out to meet with future employers.
I think we both just wanted to learn more about like what options were out there and like what different companies like were doing, what we could do with our career, our degrees.
Yeah, kind of wanted to get our names out there.
Organizations at the event included Allergan, Baylor Scott and White Health, and Therapy Management Corporation.
We're offering up an internship for the summer 2019 for both the chemistry lab and the microbiology lab.
For Lariat TV News, I'm Melanie Pace.
On Baylor and Study Abroad trip, students have the chance to become locals in another country. The program begins in Prague and students spend the majority of their time in Budapest. Journalism senior lecturer Maxie Parrish is in charge of the program. Parrish said gaining cultural insight is the key to a well-rounded education. On the trip, students live with local families, gain real-world experience, and visit museums and other sites. Due to overwhelming interest, the price of the program has decreased. The next 15 people who apply and pay the deposit are able to take advantage of the opportunity and visit bearsabroad.baylor.edu to apply.
Baylor Pi Kappa Phi fraternities spent an evening having fun and making an impact with the local Special Olympics team.
LTVN's Caroline Waterhouse tells us more.
The boys of Phi Kappa Phi fraternity presented a check to their philanthropy, the Special Olympics, last Thursday on November 1st at the AMF Bowling Alley. The fraternity helps coach and practice with the athletes in the program, and the money provides equipment and jerseys for the sports that they are involved in.
I really enjoy our philanthropy. It's really fun to come out and work with the Special Olympics athletes and just see like all the amazing things that they do and just experience their talent.
One of the coaches for Special Olympics has grown up around this her entire life and shares her key advice.
You know, don't be shy, just come out. These kids love it. You know, a lot of people are timid about volunteering because they just don't know what to do. Just pretend like it's your brother or sister, come out and hang out with them. It's more of a pal and a peer one-on-one thing than anything, and it means more to them than it does to you. So,
Service Chair Donato Katrina has formed strong bonds with some of the people on the team.
They've become my friend. 2 of them are actually engaged right now, and they invited me to their wedding. So it's just awesome to see like the relationships form and just kind of break the stereotypes that like they're different from us and they can't do the same things as people without disabilities can. So.
Coach Jenny said coming out and volunteering is one of the most important things to do.
SpecialOlympicsTexas.org is the place to get involved. Tommy Smith is our local area director. He is always looking for volunteers, organizations to help out, especially when we do our area events. Volunteers are a key, and that's what makes things go.
Pi Kappa Phi's faculty advisor Dr. Wood is proud of his boys and how they engage with the community.
We are a community of brothers who work together to help our community be better, and that's the exciting part for me.
With Lariat TV News, this is Caroline Waterhouse.
Baylor's women's soccer team has a big weekend coming up as they open the NCAA tournament play on Saturday.
Sports with Savvy is coming up right after this.
here's something you might have never guessed after last year. Baylor's football team is 1 win away from becoming bowl eligible. The only thing standing in their way this week is Iowa State.
Just 1 away from glory. Baylor is officially 1 win short from going bowling as they travel to Ames, Iowa this weekend to take on the Iowa State Cyclones. Despite the pressure to make a bowl game, head coach Matt Rule is trying to focus only on what's in front of him.
We're the same team that lost to West Virginia, the same exact football team. And so, we played a better game, but we're the same team, and the mistakes are still all over the film. And so if we start thinking about December and January, man, we're going to get punched in the face on Saturday.
The Cyclones are ranked 22nd in the nation and are known for their tough defense and strong offense. Iowa went undefeated in the month of October and have a real chance to compete in the Big 12 title game. Rule says what makes them so physical on defense is the front four.
Their D-line is so talented, and their players, they run to the ball as well as anybody. I think that you can see, Coach Heacock, their defensive coordinator, has done a really nice job.
Baylor takes on the Cyclones at 2:30 in Ames. With Lariat TV News, I'm Noah Torr.
Though they suffered a tough 3-0 loss in the Big 12 title match to number 14 West Virginia, Baylor soccer still walked away winning the Big 12 regular season title. The Bears now have the number 2 national seed in the NCAA soccer tournament, the best seed in program history. The Bears will face Abilene Christian in the first game of the Division I championship. Baylor already faced ACU back in August and won 2-0. You can catch them in action on Saturday at 7:30 p.m. at Betty Lou May Soccer Field. On Tuesday night, men's basketball opened regular season play against Texas Southern at the Farrell Center and fell to the Tigers 72-69.
You can't really judge a team by the start of the season, it's towards the end. So I know, we're going to keep grinding and keep getting better. But as my first game, it's pretty exciting.
First half to put Baylor up 40-27. King Cole also stepped up and showed his leadership on the court by scoring 23 points and 5 assists. Coming out in the second half, Texas Southern defense shut down Baylor. Despite a promising start, the Bears could not come out on top. The Bears hope to regroup as they host Southern University Saturday at 6 p.m. in the Farrell Center. The number 4 ranked Lady Bears beat San Francisco's Red Flash 116-58 on Thursday and are now 2-0 on the season. Baylor fell behind the first period 9-7 because of the Red Flash sharpshooters. Though the Flash started strong, they ended the game 17-57 from long distance. It was all Baylor after an early deficit. The Lady Bears were led by senior Kalani Brown, who went 11 for 14 from the field with 23 points, and freshman Nelissa Smith had a double-double with 21 points and 10 rebounds. Baylor hits the road this weekend and travels to Arizona to take on the 23rd ranked Arizona State Sun Devils. Baylor volleyball had its 4th straight win over the Iowa State Cyclones and are setting themselves up for a push towards the top of the Big 12. Baylor came out hot in the first 2 sets, but stumbled in the third because of some big errors. But towards the end of the 4th set, the Bears surged offensively with a 4-0 scoring run and sealed their 25-21 victory. Redshirt junior middle blocker Shelly Fanny led the team in kills for the 3rd straight match with 16. Fanny was one of 4 Bears who hit double-digit kills against the Cyclones. Coming off of 3 huge Big 12 conference wins, Baylor's feeling confident heading into Kansas to take on the Wildcats on Saturday at 6. And that's your sports update for this Friday.
Thanks for watching Lariat TV News Today.
We'll see you next week. Have a great weekend.